So the next thing on the list is Software Manager. It says there are about 60,000 applications available. Linux Mint comes with the bare minimum to get you started. The Software Manager is there if you're looking for more. I don't know that I would call it the bare minimum. I would say Linux Mint comes with quite a bit of what you already would need normally, but the Software Manager is basically like an app store, that sort of thing, for Mint. And we'll go ahead and hit launch, and you can see what it looks like. So when you first load this, it'll take a little bit. This is the second time that I've loaded it because I've already installed one software on here. But otherwise, it'll take a little bit. I'll say like generating cache and please wait, and it's got the little spinny circle. But eventually, you'll get it to this page here where it just has some it says editor's picks. So these are just some popular softwares that that you may want on your system, and you can easily get it here, like Minecraft, for example, if you like games, or there's Skype for communication, Blender if you're doing like 3D modeling stuff. Dropbox is a popular cloud-based storage provider service, and they have a Linux version of that you can just grab. Audacity is one that I'll probably cover at some point for audio editing and things like that. All manner of stuff, and these are just the default picks. You can choose down here by categories. If you have a specific, like you want to see software related to web browsing, you can click internet. And then you've got, Firefox and Chromium that I mentioned before in a previous video is the Linux version of Chrome. Basically, it's the original open source version that Chrome was based off of. Is Chromium. So, and you can see here there's this little checkbox. And that just shows you that it's one that you already have installed. So by default, the Thunderbird email client is installed in Linux Mint. And when it's installed, you can just click on them in here, and it'll say launch or remove. So that's how you know that it's installed already, in case you missed the little check mark. If something is not installed by default, it'll actually say install when you click in it, and you can see as you click in it, like, okay, I want to install this one. And that's all you have to do is click install, and it will just grab it right from the Software Manager here. But this scrolls down, of course, and on it goes, and there's all kinds of things. If you have something specific that you're looking for, rather than using the categories here, you can actually type it in up at the top. So I'll just do this, for example. OBS Studio is the software that I use for screen recording and to help make the videos that you're watching, and you can see I already have this one installed. This is the one that I installed earlier. If there is something specific, you can actually do it that way, and it will appear, or not. If it doesn't appear, it just means it's not on the Software Manager. So then there will be sometimes software online for Linux that isn't necessarily stored in this Software Manager here, and I'll go over how to get some of that installed as well in a future video if you're looking to install something specific that you can't find in the Software Manager here. But this is the first place to look, because it's the easiest way to install and manage everything is just right from here. You can just literally click on something and click install, and you're good. You're good to go with it. It's automatically set up. It's kind of like a built-in app store, basically, where you can just easily click, and you've got that installed on your computer. And also, you can see there's some imagery here, like just a screenshot usually, to give you an idea of what the program looks like, whatever it is. You got some version information here, the amount of space it will take on your system to install, and then below that there are usually user reviews, and you can see what other people are saying about it. Sometimes there'll be comments about the version being older or whatever. That's pretty common, because what happens with the Software Manager is that they have to take basically frozen versions, like a frozen version of each software that's out there. What I mean by frozen in this case is just they don't update it as frequently as they would on the website or the homepage or whatever for the particular software that you're looking for. They have to, like frozen in time, they have to take a part that's a version that was when the particular version of the operating system was made. Like they decided, okay, here's the stable version of this, and that's the one we're going to include on the software manager because we know it works well, and that's the one we're going to support for until the next the next iteration of the operating system comes out. And then again at that point they take a new stock of it. It's like, okay, so now the stable version of it is this. So they don't update it as frequently, in other words, as they would on the websites and everything. So it may be slightly outdated, but it's pretty much guaranteed that this one will work well with your system. So that's the advantage there. Whereas the latest and greatest version might have some more trouble, not necessarily, but that is why that works that way. It's because it's for stability purposes and compatibility, and everything like that. So definitely look around in the software manager here. There's all kinds of stuff you can just grab easily from here if you're not too worried about having the latest and greatest version necessarily. Then and some of them might not be that outdated at all. Some of them might be pretty close to the latest version, depending on when you're checking and everything. So definitely look around and see what all's in here, because there's a lot. There's a surprising amount of stuff for Linux itself that you may not even expect to be outside of Windows and those sorts of things. And here it is already here for you. So we'll go ahead and close that software manager. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn even more, you can find my books at books2read.com/Jonathan. That's books, the number 2, read.com/JONATHAN.